Thank you very much, and hello again. Karibuni, Karibuni. I'm actually happy to hear that you are pushing to play in the top league. But now, coach, from this other end, as a communicator, I will be saying now when you're asking for that request, ask about it purposefully. Say we are going to the big leagues, and we need to be treated like people who are in. Yes. Don't beg for it. Don't beg for it. You have earned your spot. So against earning that spot, you have to seem like you want it, and you want it really bad. Because then that is how you actually start getting a lot of these things happening. Back to the conversation. I am a marketer by profession. I graduated Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing. And I had my first class, this very last class at the bottom here. I had a lecturer, brilliant guy in marketing called Martin Peter Obia. He's from Uganda. He introduced me to marketing and it had been a joy. I'm not sure how many more amongst you here are marketing graduates or marketing students. The courses are now very many. Then we had theology, comp science, and Bachelor of Commerce. Anyone here who's studying marketing? Anyone here who's in theology? No? What courses are guys taking? Yeah? Finance, yes? Don't be afraid. He cannot be taking finance and accounting. I'm talking to the guys who are students here. Yeah? What courses are you taking? Yes.
Material business, information technology.
The guy next to you? IT. Yeah. So pretty much we assume marketing is just for marketers. But when the preacher is here preaching, they are preaching to you salvation. They are selling you salvation. They are marketing to you the afterlife. They are marketing to you Jesus. So marketing is not something you can step away from. It's their day-to-day life. Every day when you decide, do I want to buy Nikes or Adidas, there's a reason that is saying, these Nikes look better than Asics, you know. Yeah, so Eliud Kipchoge running, that is marketing. So from that class down there, Marketing 101, the first thing I learned about marketing is it involves knowing. A lot of us who know a little bit about marketing just know the 4 P's of marketing. But before you start off on the 4 P's of marketing, which is knowing your product, pricing your product, placing your product, and promoting your product, you have to know, who am I talking to? What do they want? What can I do for them? How can I do it? Where will I do it? All of those questions come up with a place of knowledge. So it starts with research. You start off your conversation with research. And even if you develop your 4 P's, if you're doing service marketing, there's 3 other P's. There's the person that you are. There is the process of what you're doing, and there's the physical evidence, such that if you're saying you're offering an exclusive spa, and it is in the shanty, the physical evidence and whatever you're saying is not aligned. So when you're getting into marketing, we have to say, this is it. And from the process of marketing, and when you go back to data products, I think this is where we need to start our conversation. Today our product is Wolfpack, is the Nazarene basketball team. And so your product has to be sellable. Sellable in terms of it has to appeal to a particular audience. Sellable in terms of it has to be relatable to a particular audience. Yeah? And the beauty of sports, unlike marketing of Panadol and everything, you know, sometimes you're selling Panadol and somebody thinks, man, this is medicine, it is bitter, I don't like it. Sports, music, and art have a special place in a marketer's playbook because they are very emotive. You see right now, somebody will be checking how is Arsenal playing. And by the way, they are leading Tottenham, so that's a good thing, you know? Because it plays onto your emotion, it plays onto your passion, such that some people are born in a community, and by the fact that you're born in a community, you support that team, you are born into that team. This is very hard for other brands. Other brands, you have to work and aspire to own a Mercedes. You cannot be born into, but gentleman here, if I say gold bill or he will, exactly, because he was born into that limit. So when we're saying sports marketing, the question for us then becomes, what is the product we are selling? Is it sellable? Because even right now as we speak, and I'm asking you who's playing, all of you are looking down. It shows you're either not proud of your own product, or you don't want to be associated with your own product. And if you, as the ambassador, are not keen on showcasing what you have, the talent you have, then how will I, as an external person, buy into the product? The belief has to start within. Coach, the language has to change. The tone has to be, we have to be not just hopeful. Hope is not a strategy, but we have to speak like we own the space. Yeah. If you ask the rugby guys, for the longest time, soccer was the king of Kenyan sports, but rugby came and took the mantle. After a while now, I'm seeing the biggest sporting event now becomes golf. It is very elitist. Rugby, because of 2 or 3, 4 things that they also need to do to clean the house, to change that whole perception, because we had rugby as, Amonde maybe will tell you, back in the day we had our calendars marked in June. We knew Safari 7th is coming in June. And every year in June, you know, this 3-week window, it is open because Safari 7th is happening. Why was that? It was exciting for us. I would go to Safari 7th and meet people, and every year I wonder, how come I don't meet these people anywhere else apart from these grounds, year in, year out? Yeah? But the experience for me is what made me want to be part of that conversation. And why was that? It's because they had built a beautiful brand. They had brought in the best teams to play rugby. We were so initially we were used to having smaller teams, London Irish and who. Gradually they brought in British Army. British Army had a lot of the Fijians. Their flair, if you know rugby sevens, the Fijians are the best in rugby sevens. So now it became exciting. They brought Imagine Box. These are the South Africans. Again, they are a top tier team. So when you create a product, you have to create a product first of all and see, who am I talking to? Who am I making the product for? And these are the questions we are looking to answer. What is our brand? Who is our brand talking to? Yeah? So that once we know who we are talking to, then the next part is to pack. I mean, when we're creating the product, we are packaging that product for sale. We have to know, are we targeting a younger audience? If you're targeting a younger audience, how do we present ourselves? Are we targeting corporate Kenya? If you're looking at a corporate scenario, how do we present ourselves? Because if I'm looking at a young audience, part of my lingo will even be in slang. If I'm talking to the corporates, I'll be very formal. So all of these small nuances for marketing is like, I want to look at it like you're writing music, you're composing music. Before the beat has been done and the lyrics have been done and somebody gets to dance to it, all of the things have to be in sync. Even the dancer. So you don't play the music in a club where the dancers do not relate to your music. So once we start by creating our product, we are saying, this is us. What is our brand? What do we stand for as a team? Coach, what does your team stand for? Courage, excitement, new heights. Yeah. What does your team stand for?
Discipline, hard work, determination.
Discipline does not sell the team. You have to look for attributes that will sell your product. Yeah? We know discipline is important, but that is the back end. What are the attributes that will sell your product? For a basketball team, I'd look at excitement, I'd look at resilience, I'd look at beating odds. Those are the characters that you want to say, we are not here. Our better is better than your better. That should be your motto. Our better must be better than their better. Because you want to package a team that then the people around you start seeing, this is a team worth supporting. Because they buy into that spirit, they buy into that narrative that you are winners. You go through obstacles. You don't say, because then I remember when we used to start playing, there was a team called K City. Josh was here, we had a few other people, but we were all really slender, we really didn't, the diet was not that much. But K City had these giants. And then Catholic University was also very good. So at the end of the day, the finals we knew would be Catholic University and K City. But every time we score a basket against K City, for us it was exciting. Because we have slayed the dragon a little bit, we have slayed the dragon a little bit. And that should be our motto. We should be looking to conquer. The way I'm even hearing that, if you go to UCDL, then maybe no. The lingo should be, we are not here as, what are they called? When you go to a wedding, all these other people will escort the bride. No. We are the main show. Guys are coming to this arena to watch us perform magic. Yeah? If it is possible to have, from your ladies team, somebody dunk, it is very rare in the WNBA. But you can have a lady dunk, that becomes the story, because your team, your product must have a story to tell. And the story emerges from all the activities you're doing. So when you're creating a product, even how the team looks like, what do your uniforms look like? Is it something that I would want to wear and walk down the streets? Yeah. We wear Jordan, we wear LeBron simply because we associate with the person that is LeBron. We associate with Jordan as a winner, as a guy who could do the impossible. So we have to start looking at our team as a team that can do the impossible, can make the impossible seem so easy. Yeah. We can't be just a team that plays. We have to graduate from that notion of we're just here to play. No. We are showing up and we're leaving a mark. So part of the thing that I was telling Biles, part of the thing is even the photos that I'm seeing, sometimes they look dark. I don't know if it's the projector or it's the photos themselves. That is part of the image that we're projecting about the team. So everything that we are saying about the team, whatever you say and whatever we see, as a brand must be relatable. We can't have a disconnect in that we're saying we are a first-class team and everything, and then our sneakers are torn, or uniform does not fit right. All of those things will not relate. This is what marketing is all about. Such that if Mercedes tell you we are selling the best car, but every day you're seeing a Mercedes, I've seen a problem with BMWs. The joke out there is BMWs are always being carried on the road because they can't hack it on the roads. So and then what that does is that when you're going to buy a car, you start thinking, do I want to buy a BMW really? Do I want to be the one calling a towing car? So the same thing about our team. The product we are creating, first of all, has to be sellable. Because everything else, if you're not having a sellable product, becomes a fallacy. Yeah? So the first P, whatever we're doing in marketing, is you're creating a product. So you're looking at who are the people we're inviting in the team? What sort of narratives are we having in the team? What sort of image are we projecting? Because like you're saying, the discipline will be showing. But the discipline will be showing in how they carry themselves, what they do. But the courage you're saying is in this guy trying to dunk on the tallest guy in the court. That is showing they're built for it. And this is now you see that becomes the story because tomorrow people will say, oh my God, who is the shortest player? Yeah. Karen dunked on whoever, you know? Even me tomorrow I want to come and see. And if somebody has got it on video and it's trending it's going viral, everybody will want to see, who is this Karen? Probably somebody from the news will want to come and talk to that Karen. What story will Karen give? Yeah? So then that comes to the question of promoting. Promoting is, in layman's language, advertising. Yeah? Is telling a story. And as a team, as marketers, as preachers, as IT people, we have to be able to tell our story individually and collectively. So as the team, we need to have a history. We need to start documenting our stories. But also as, you know how some people are given the microphone and they hang? They can't talk. You and your worldwide audience and you say, I just ran. I am a racist. You know? So that part of packaging this human being to be able to speak about your brand becomes very key. So part of the conversation that we also need to look at when we're doing this is that when we're setting up the team, we should be able to communicate the team. Nowadays, I see a lot of people on TikTok, I see a lot of people on social media. I go into TikTok and I laugh because there's too many storytellers, amazing storytellers in Kenya. We need to make our activities. If you're the guy carrying the water, you saw that guy who carries water for Ezekiel Kekoi. Did you see the marathon? Yes. And how exciting he was and just the passion he had. He got coverage. If you're the guy carrying the water, if you're the guy who does massage, if you're the coach, all of you have stories to tell. You can have a platform to tell stories within the team, which is your worst exercise. You can, and from those stories you can even do challenges. You can now, that's how you start building your community. You can say this is what the coach makes us do. Let us see if you can hack it. And the guys start doing, and you say, send us your videos. When you collect so many videos, upload that. That is content. Because it is through this content that you start building a community. Yeah? Because it's very gradual. You have to start with a product, and a product that is sellable. If people see now your coach does funny things, or your other players do this funny thing, or you have these pranks that you play with each other, it doesn't have to be serious. But it just has to show me that I can relate to these people because they have, when I'm stressed out, I need to go and check out that in the Wolfpack TikTok page, man. We have to try this thing. I call the next guy, we have to do this thing and see, can we pull off the prank? You start building your community, yeah? Because it's not a product you're selling cash. We're not looking at saying the P for pricing a product. I will rather use that space to say, what value are we placing on our brand? And where does this value come from? Value comes from how active are you on social media? How many followers do you have? How many people do you draw in the games? How much media do you attract? Yeah? Because the sponsor, if I'm to put my name on New Jersey, I need to know if there's a story on college basketball or the UPL basketball, my logo will be seen. And for me, that is currency that the sponsor is willing to pay, that they are visible. If there's any interview on TV, again, you have to be very good storyteller such that the guy who is coming with the camera to interview you, you have to be able to tell a good story. That's how you're building your currency. Because the sponsor will only say that you have no people to follow you, you have no audience, I can only give you 100,000. Yet in your head you're thinking you require 10 million shillings because that is what the budget you have. You have to work towards earning the rights to ask for 10 million. And to earn that right then, you have to build this community. Part of it is building this community. Part of it is building your brand. Make these people want to associate with your brand. Either because you're a winner, you have the best fans, you have the most exciting plays, you have all these things that the brands are looking for. Because brands are looking to associate. Yeah? If you have the most exciting dancer, or somebody, people who can jump up, the companies that do milk and whatnot will want to associate. I don't know if any of you have seen that advert for the milk mustache. It was a while back. What is that? How you drink milk and you get a milk mustache from the glass. So this campaign was run by the American Dairy Association, and they picked Serena Williams. Michael Johnson used to run 400 meters. He was unbeaten for many years. They had Michael Jordan before LeBron. Actually, let me not say before LeBron. There was Michael Jordan. LeBron is others. They all were used to sell this notion of drink milk. But because these sportsmen were excelling in their space, the American Dairy Association, so I can use these athletes to sell more milk. And because these athletes were being followed by millions of young children and parents wanting their children to be like them, it helped them push up consumption of milk. So you see, even you as a brand, you have to come back and say, what value can I bring to the market? How can I create these associations between my product and the market? Sometimes you might find during sports, that product might become an individual. That happens. That if the individual is too good, we talk to Messi and not Paris Saint-Germain. But still, that they're associated with your team. And that when Messi is playing, the cameras are following Messi, the brand for the brand for the sponsor is still big. So the whole conversation then becomes, how do you create that cloud? Yeah? And then the fourth thing is promoting. Promoting is now rather placing, is putting ourselves out there. How do we get to be seen? Placement is pretty much, for example, if you're selling air tickets, yeah, or something, that's not a good example. I'm trying to think. If you're selling KFC, we not put KFC in the slums. We'll put it. So how do the people you're targeting access your product? How easy is it for them to access your product? So one, today we have social media. That's an amazing placement opportunity for you to start. Two is getting them to come to your matches. How do you do a place call to action? Because a lot of them now, people will come to the match if they know they're going to get something in return. They're coming to make friends, they're coming to have a good time, they're coming for the emotions and the passions, they're coming to see amazing plays. This is what baits people to come to your games. So we have to start using this, and that I'm seeing people with cameras and videos that doing all these things. Part of the thing becomes now you have to start recording a lot of these things and just editing them nicely. You send them out, people see, they want to come. Yeah? But it's also just not coming to your event. What you also need to do is to try and say, can we create our own events? Because traditionally we're so used to waiting for an event to be done, then we know we have the league 6 weeks, we'll do the league. Then what happens to the other so many weeks that we're not playing the league? So then it presents an opportunity for you to do things like a freshman's ball. This is just ideas off my head, I was thinking I was working. A freshman's ball, to say, every year we have a tournament for freshmen who join campus. It's a 3-on-3, it's a 5-on-5, it's a mixed basketball game. We can do tournaments on the hardest dunk, we can do, you remember how we used to do and one basketball? Yes, we have to create products for ourselves, because then this also grows your brand. People know you as that team that is excelling in the league, but you have other products that you're performing. What is important from these other products becomes that this whole space, if you're able to attract advertisers, if you're able to attract people to come and watch and pay, that money becomes to you. That money comes to you. So you start owning other products. In that same space, you can merchandise. You can sell t-shirts. You can sell whatever you want to sell. You can sell me a booth to sell food. I know people don't see that way, but people pay a lot of money to sell food. If it's a big event, you can sell me a booth to sell food. Then I will figure out how to make my own money. So you have to see your team as a product as a product for starters, and then you say, how do we get people to buy into our product? Yeah? So just randomly, from the things that people are doing right now, what are the things that you think we, as a team, as a university, as a community, that you can do to change where you are? Because right now we're saying we are here. We want to be in a position where we can, if you're going to the UBL, we're self-sustaining, we can afford to do ABCD, you don't have a shortage of players and everyone graduates at the same year. You'd have a pool of people wishing. You should actually be saying now there's team A and team B and team C. Because that break of quality, if I'm so used to this level of play, then next year there's only one person on the level of plays here, I will step back from your product, isn't it? So what are some of the things that probably some of you think you could do or should be done to just help raise the bar? So the gentleman here, I won't speak up. Vice Chair, I stand here.
Okay, this is what I think for the team.
For me to remove my money from my pocket to help you guys fund your thing, you guys need to start within yourself. In terms of one, hard work, You guys need to work extra hard. If a team is doing well, naturally everybody wants to share with it. And I'm being totally and brutally honest. Work hard, you guys need to go the extra mile. The person who's slacking off, waking up in the morning, come and road work champagne. Like, you guys need to be on a difference. Yes, from everyone else. Then the money will start flowing in. Everyone wants to be associated with winners. I hate losers, by the way, and I'm not one. So, if you want people to support you, you guys have to win, and you have to win hard.
As I'm asking this, there's no wrong answer. That's the beauty of marketing. When you're doing marketing, all answers are put on the table. Then you try and work around them to see where are we now? Is this going to work? Is this not going to work? So don't be afraid of, I might sound stupid. Because that idea that everybody thinks might sound stupid, actually those are the ones that now are the game changers. Those ideas that everybody thinks, really? Those are the ones that actually make a big difference. So, I'm a variant t-shirt there.
So basically for me to maybe invest in Nazarene basketball moving forward, I think they're just key things, and you captured them in terms of the tenacity the team shows every time they wake up to play. So if I can always get that kind of energy constantly and people, because that energy is what draws people to the game. So once people start associating the Wolfpack basketball as that team, high energy, always resilient to everything, you always come back from 20 points down and winning the game, I think that is what will make me invest.
And while you're at it, don't be afraid, be crazy. I have water dyes that you can wash out after every game. So this guy right here, he came late, but he can actually go to the court knowing his dye is there. That becomes your treatment. Yeah. So we're asking, what are some of the things that you think the basketball team needs to do such as the brand becomes marketable? And if you wanted a hair dye, you can ask for it. Please wash it.
So, first of all, I'm Justin. My name is Justin. I play for the Nazarene basketball. And I think what we need to do is work harder. And I think everybody wants to win. Yeah, so if you want this more, we need to work harder and get the games.
So we've had everybody needs to work hard. Now I'm trying to look for the big picture. Don't just look at yourselves on the court. I did the basketball, but I sang my heart out. I enjoyed myself. So somebody else needs to be talking about, we need to have cheering squad auditions. Yes, these are the small experiences that now start, you associate with the team and they become fun. You start having auditions for the cheering squad.
I know I don't look like I involve myself in any sports. I'm going to chip in here. So I think on maybe not a marketing perspective, but a PR perspective, I think within the ANU community, I think the teams are not well known. So he had mentioned creating social media presence and also activities that the whole community should engage with you. I mean, if anybody, even a cleaner, is asked, what does the ANU basketball team or any other team, what do they do, or who play in these teams? Everybody should be able to think of the players. And how do you do that? By engaging the community. Do activities, whether it is selling something, something fun every other time. Like he said, social media presence also helps. So we need to engage with you.
I'm liking the way she says do activities. Because for me, training clinics with high schools, with primary schools, is a very beautiful space that allows you to be out there. We have people who still claim they can play at 40, so call us as the Wazes and have us come for a tournament.
Hello. We can also have a seasonal magazine, team magazine, for every season. Different one, but for the whole community.
I'm liking that part of the magazine, but now we want to do it two ways. To have a magazine that is physical or e-magazine, But we also have like a video magazine where now all of you, we can just start with the same things I'm saying. Show the coaches drills, show the guys talking. All of these things are there. If you go on YouTube, if you go on all these platforms, there's everybody showing all these things. If you look at, I don't know if any of you have seen Ombachi. Ombachi played rugby, but he's a chef. So you can also be telling stories that are not necessarily about your basketball, but you're a great basketballer. You say, when I'm not playing basketball for Nazarene, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a DJ, I'm a chef, I make things from leather. That is your story. It doesn't steal from the team, but it also contributes to the big picture. Yeah? So as you're sitting here, start thinking about, can you do a CSR? I'm seeing all these giants and the team here. And I really need us to organize for a basketball tournament with the older class. Muchagwe venue mzuri huko closer to the CBD. We want where we can get proper cameras as we dunk on you. Yeah, but those are the small things. Tell us, come and see, come and play with us, come and challenge us. Yeah? If it's possible, if for some of us are in corporate, there's a basketball team amongst some of these companies. Can we organize for a match? Can we get into other competitions to play? Yeah? So as you're sitting here, you should already be thinking, who are the loudmouths here who can sing? Because as we knew ourselves, we used to sit at the gazebo there. Every day we are giving stories, we are dissing each other, we are having fun with each other. So you now need to start identifying those loudmouths that can make people stop and listen to them. They need to be part of your community. Because they bring in the others who don't play basketball. Yeah? In terms of sports, there's something very big now called banter, where you see it a lot in football. If Manchester United loses, anyone who does not support Manchester United is bashing the Manchester United players. Create banter. That is very good conversation. Who are your biggest opponents? Huh? You're not sure? Coach, who are the biggest opponents? Yeah?
For the men, Equity KPA.
Yeah.
For the ladies, Equity KPA.
So before every game, and Carol maybe will help us, before every game, do posters, send it on the alumni group. Because the people who want to come and watch your game, you have created, do a nice poster, send it on the alumni group and say, it is going down. We are sinking the KPA ship. You know? And the language, the marketers in this group now will have to come in. The language of all this thing has to be done in a way that it speaks. It makes me want to come from home. Yeah? Because now some of us are working in the office, you have to be serious. You can't let loose. There's too much pressure building up in our heads. So when you give us that small window and tell us, come and sing your hearts out, I'll be there. You better give me back, but I will be there. Carol, mobilize. We shall be there to come and sing on your behalf. But you have to do it you have to own that space. Yeah? Because the people are there, the clout is there. And this is not just for basketball. For rugby, for soccer, all these other things. Make them happen. Yeah? Because this conversation would be more exciting now if you're finding you have better stories. I'm seeing now every time I'm asking a question, thinking or second guessing. The physique that I'm seeing here is nothing like close to what we have. We had probably 3-4 tall players. Leon was tall but very lanky. He's never added weight till date. Biko was high, slightly taller than Josh, and everyone. So you now I'm seeing have this is the physique we should have been going against K-City and Catholic University and would shut them down and then and that's the attitude you need to come back with to the field. What do you guys think? You think you have what it takes to be champions? You're not sure you believe. You're talking about you're creating a product that we need to make sure that we can go there, hustle hard, support you, get you money to go to UCBF, but you yourself are not believing in yourself. We try again. You guys think you have what it takes?
Yes, of course.
And we?
Gunpowder.
And you see? When I tell you I was there singing, I was singing my heart out. So, yeah, the conversation is long. The conversation about building the brand has to start from within. And I think for me, internally, we have to start looking at ourselves and say, what do we want? Why are we doing this? We have to start looking at ourselves. And once we understand our why, we want to be crowned champion of Africa. We want to play against the best. We want to beat the best. Until then, don't bring your product outside the gates. Because if you're not showing that belief internally here, don't embarrass yourselves out there. I believe you have a beautiful product. From what I'm seeing, from what I'm hearing, you have achieved heights that we never could even imagine. I'm not sure if the UBL now is a graduation of the collegiate basketball. Is it like that? Or there's college basketball and then there's this other league.
Yeah, there is.
Do you participate in both?
Yes.
Because now harassing universities is even better. Yes, these are your peers. You know, the other older guys, you can say, those guys have 10 years experience. So, but you should be saying, first and foremost, because when you're going to say the product, say, we are universities and colleges champion. Because those are the things I'm looking at if I'm corporate, if I'm coming to buy into a brand. I'm corporate, I am universities champion. Our games attract 5,000 people. This is the kind of media we get. Some of us working with media, so can we get your stories out to media? We can organize for that. This is our socials. These are the kind of followers we have on social media. This is our largest trending video. It has 14 million views. Those are the numbers that media will pay for, that corporate will pay for. So these are the things we need to start looking at when we're discussing our brand. Because at the end of the day, if you cannot tell me these are my numbers, then it becomes very hard for me to come back and say, let me put money here and support this guy. Yeah, because then you also don't want the people who are giving you money just giving you out of pittance. No. They are buying value. This is what we are selling. We are going out there to present value. And we need to get value in return. For you to actualize that value internally here, we have to work hard. We have to train hard. We have to try harder. Yeah? If they try harder, we try the hardest. It keeps moving. The bar keeps moving. Because these guys are also hungry as you are. The bar keeps moving. If they jump this high, jump high. Yeah? If they work hard, yes. So there's no cheat sheet here. Once you come back to us with a good product, by now you should have identified who will be doing your creatives, who will be doing your small posters for WhatsApp, for videos to be sharing to the alumni groups, to other groups that are not even the alumni. Share. Because content is king. I think that's, a lot of us just do TikToks and laugh and everything. But from the corporate side, we learn content is king. People are looking for stories, people are looking for storytellers. And if you are the good storyteller, if you have the good content, people will pay money to follow you, to be part of it, to be associated with you. Yeah? So let us work on being winners, the winners that we are. There's potential. I think Mr. Amonde now will tell us now the work ethic that has made Kenya Sevens to be an elite group, you know. But these are some of the things that we need to look at. The brand has to be grown internally. Some of us who have been here, who have the know-how and ideas, we are willing to step in, share, do all these things. So as I step off the stage, kindly think of things like, who are we doing? Who will be our social media champions? Or each team member here needs to have some page where they can engage. But also, as we build that coach, you also need to guide them. Yeah? Not everything with 4 legs is a table. You also need to guide them. There has to be some rules as to what can you post, what can you post, because it affects the brand. If you do something wrong, it affects. And some of those things, when you do something wrong, the sponsor walks away from the brand. So one person can kill the entire team. So all of these things, you start learning that there is a science to it, there is some discipline to it. It's not just saying, hey, and talk gibberish, and then everybody looks at you and wonder, what were you saying? You know? So it's one of those things that working with the team here, with the coaches and a few of the players, we can share some of this knowledge that we have, what it takes, what needs to be done, develop a template, and you build up from that. I can go on and go on and go on. I think I wish to pass over the mic.